And I've also seen a lot of behind the closed doors wherein a lot of women have confined this to me, a lot of my clients that they're always taught by their parents to upgrade, look for the best. Whereas if I talk to my male clients who come to me with problems and things like that, they're just told to adjust, do whatever they want. Of course, I'm just talking generally because after marriage, the script just flips. When we are going into this prospect of marriage, a woman here that don't settle, you deserve the best, look at his finances, what all he's coming from. And men just here, get married, settle down. This creates a sort of a reverse pressure, let's say before marriage, that women aim higher, men accept lower. Yo guys, namaskaram. So this video talks about the dating market collapse and why I feel that a lot of things that were just easy back in the day are just having real long-term consequences now. So right now I see that our Indian dating market is collapsing not because men are bad, women are wrong, men are good, women are good, but because India's social structure, the whole economical shifts, the whole technological shifts, the whole psychology and culture are just being pulled in a lot of different directions all the time and at the same time. So the dating market where everyone is confused, unhappy. So India has jumped from a very traditional mindset to being too modern, too fast. Just 25 years ago, this is back in 2019 90s when there was not a lot of technology and just shifts were happening, subtle shifts. There was like not a lot of dating happening, not a lot of freedom, no individual choices. Arranged marriage was the default state of life. Suddenly we have the internet boom, smartphones, Instagram, dating apps, the whole influx of Western culture, which was very common for them, and the global standards of attraction because of the type of social media content that we're consuming. Our culture has changed way too faster than our brain psychology, than our psychology has. Our brain hasn't gotten the time to respond properly. Like you see a lot of our boomer parents struggling between this whole modern shift and the ancient thing which they come from. People didn't evolve emotionally at the same speed as technology because it requires just educating yourself a lot. And you know how our parents are, they just don't like education because our parents come from that cultural context. When they were being educated, they were just being beaten with sticks, so that has created a repulse for education. So that's where the problem lies, and this has just created a lot of chaos. Now from a woman's perspective, her social value, that is the type of validation she's getting from online men, social media apps, dating community, has just skyrocketed overnight. Let's say if I see any woman creator, quote unquote, make her profile public and then she just starts posting picture, instantly she'll get 10-20k like, lot of followers and things like that. So for centuries, this is from our cultural context, women had very less mobility, a very fewer choices and very few opportunities. Now there's this sort of career thing, a sort of financial independence, a lot of mobility in terms of which cities you can move, what types of jobs you can do. Most importantly, a lot of social media attention, which is unnecessary at times, a lot of dating apps, and a lot of male validation. Some women who come from toxic households crave men's validation because she has not been given that sort of attention in her life. A normal Indian woman now receives 100 times, 200 times, even 1000 times more attention than any man. This has changed the playing field and the dynamics of the relationship building massively. Whereas if I come from a men context, you see that their values grow very slowly in a lot of different directions. Women get value from mostly in general appearance, attention, online presence, how hot she looks and things like that. Whereas men get value from the type of career he's building, the type of stability he's bringing to the table, the sort of personality he has, the strength that he exudes to the world, and the money he makes. This takes a lot of years to build for a middle class man. So young men feel invisible, which is also a dating market, and young women feel overwhelmed because of all of this mismatch. Now, my favorite app, Instagram, which I have deleted, I just use it from the web browser. It has destroyed realistic attention standards. Men think women want these sort of tall, rich, perfect skin, gym body, aggressive males. Woman thinks that every man wants a 10 on 10 Insta model from a beauty, looks, and that sort of thing. Both people are wrong because they just see the projected or the crafted internet reality of people rather than seeing the actual real life cultural context which people come from. These beliefs come from curated, edited, and filtered fantasies of hundreds of brain. A lot of teams are sitting behind these quote unquote celebrities, models, and all of that. This is not real life where there are like a lot of moving factors. And because of all of this, our expectations have shifted permanently, because the type of media that you consume, it just sets a lot of standards within you, and then you feel sad for not achieving those standards. On top of it, we see the dating apps, the Tinders and Bumbles of the world, which has worsened this inequality. A lot of social experiments are run that how a woman just receives a lot of matches within seconds, whereas a man can go on for days on end without any match. Dating apps create an environment where top 10 to 20% of men get 80 or 90% of the matches. Average men get almost nothing. Women have infinite options in matches but little commitment. Women get all the attention, the compliments, the options from the world, but not any meaningful connection, genuine connection that she longs for. And what do men get? An average man. Even if one has a sort of character, a meaningful connection, but he has not built himself from a monetary perspective, that type of person just gets rejection, invisibility, and loneliness. A person who could be a very good match for you in the long term is just being filtered out because of the algorithm. Both sides then becomes frustrated that women are like this, men are like this. We go into those scripts, and then you see hypergamy. Hypergamy basically means women choosing the best available option has become hyper visible to a lot of people. Earlier it was hidden, but now it's visible enough through Instagram lifestyles, LinkedIn success posts that we hit so and so. A lot of dating apps release their data that this is what men choose and things. This is what women choose and things like that. The social media validation. So men feel always being not enough, and women feel that why settle for the less? And then the whole emotional collapse intensifies because a lot of people are just looking for things without being self-aware that what is it that they want. And then when you create relationships on the wrong center, a lot of things would go haywire. Now when I was growing up, I see people, there was a sort of social bounding out on the streets where people used to play sports, cricket and whatnot on the street. Earlier there was like this sort of friend circle, you have to go at such a time to meet your friends, a sort of, let's say, college groups at times, a lot of community building events, a lot of people going together to learn something, any XYZ skills, sorts of neighborhood things and things like that. But now you see that everyone is just inside their rooms. Not a lot of children play outside. There are like real like studies to it. There's like a lot of online obsession. You see news of online bullying and whatnot. There's no heart to heart genuine bond. People just don't meet naturally or organically anyone. Everything depends on apps or DMs, the sort of person, what he is or she is, just through DMs, which is direct messages on the social media apps. Let's say even if you wanted to find a natural person, all of that just gets shrinked out. So that's also a problem, that there are not any real social life building skills. This has just caused a lot of chaos. And now coming back to our Indian parents, when I look at it contextually, they want all the traditional outcomes, the whole baggage that they have been raised up. They just want to project that onto their children. Parents want caste match, community match, same religion, same social class, same language, family approval. The society should allow you. But what is it that a youth want? Freedom, genuine attraction, genuine compatibility, a sort of individuality within their lives. Again, this just pulls people in a lot of different directions. And I've also seen a lot of behind the closed doors wherein a lot of women have confined this to me, a lot of my clients, that they're always taught by their parents to upgrade, look for the best. Whereas if I talk to my male clients who come to me with problems and things like that, they're just told to adjust, do whatever they want. Of course, I'm just talking generally, because after marriage, the script just flips. When we are going into this prospect of marriage, women hear that don't settle, you deserve the best, look at his finances, what all he's coming from. And men just here, get married, settle down. This creates a sort of a reverse pressure, let's say, before marriage, that women aim higher, men accept lower, rather than just seeing that even if you want to go for marriage, though I'm very against it, rather than being on an equal ground from a compatibility perspective, a lot of things just go haywire, and then these distorted values just then spill over into court cases and a lot of that. And I've also seen that the needs of a man and the needs of a woman in general are very opposite. Men just look on very basal things: what's her body, the physical sort of attraction that I'm towards exuding, and things like like that. Whereas women look from long-term perspective, the sort of emotional maturity, the finances that he can have, and things like that. So there's just like a lot of untold expectations within one mind, and not a playing level field is being achieved. This just creates a lot of chaos. And then you see that all of these people, of course, in our current world, all of us have had past relationships. So traumas from that make people distrustful. They see that due to a lot of cheating, ghosting, emotional manipulation, short term flings, casual dating, and a lot of rejection have become so common now that can I really trust the other person in front of me with my whole heart? People now enter new relationships without fixing their past and are already suspicious and wounded, and then they just play those scripts. And this whole pressure, the marriage pressure that just be married by 25, 30, whatever that age is, just creates a lot of weird expectations. We don't understand today that relationships are unstable. People always date with having this pressure that will this work, will my parents agree, will this last, and whatnot. It's run on fear, not on genuine depth, genuine honesty, and just a sense of exploring things, seeing if it just works out in the long terms. And the timelines differ, like for men and for women. Women, let's say from a societal angle, are expected to peak by 29, 30 from a biological clock, whereas men peak later. They get to know themselves financially and have a sort of stability a little late in their lives. So when women want commitment, men are really not ready, and when men are ready, you see that they have very few options left. Because I've also seen women thinking that if a guy is very old, they would not want to date him. You see, like there are like a lot of nuances and context for which a detailed analysis is required, but this is how weird things have become. What a world we have created. We run through the confusion of our mind. It has just spilled over into a lot of things. And due to this confusion, the greatest thing that was also intensified by COVID is the epidemic of loneliness in men and the emotional outburst or the emotional intensity of increasing anxiety in women. Men feel that we are just not getting any attention, there are not any matches, we don't have any confidence. All of this leads to a deeper sort of loneliness. And women, too many options but not the right one. Too much pressure but for the wrong reasons. Fear of being single, not being comfortable in their own skin, and this fear of getting the wrong partner even if all the other check boxes are right. Both genders are just being hurt. In the long run, this is just creating a society of hurt, cheating, trauma, manipulation, fake cases. Now, what's the solution to all of this? Again, I would just focus on men because that's what a lot of my audience is. But like as men, I feel dating should not even be a question until we are financially sorted, no matter how much time it takes. Build your own value through first having a lot of success in the financial field, and then just build values which center you on a sort of calmness, brings stability in your life, and then you can just go berserk with whatever experiments you want to run in the dating field. Stop chasing random women online. Build a strong life first. Attraction should be a byproduct of the type of man that you are, rather than having your entire identity focused on this woman. Because what happens when this woman leaves, your life just goes berserk. I've talked a lot about this in my Hindi channel as well, but this is just like a general rule to keep in mind. Delete all dating apps, Tinders and Bumbles, and even if you're on a social media platform, please accept that I'm not here to look for the romantic partners. I'm just here to socialize, and if things click, they click. If they don't, that doesn't matter. But the more time you invest in dating apps, the more of a lower return it has for you from a confidence perspective. Focus on genuine real life skills like building a social life of sorts, cultivating your interests, hobbies, building genuine social skills, having real networking in life wherein there's just real human interaction. Most importantly, it's very important, don't choose women on how she looks, but the type of character that she has and the type of values that she's bringing into your life, who have a sort of alignment in the way that you also perceive life. There should not be a chaos but genuine alignment of sorts. Not the best looking, not the most exciting, not the most attractive, but the most compatible. Build yourself into a man who can lead a relationship. Women subconsciously want to be led by a man. And that only happens when you become a man who can lead yourself. And when you lead yourself, you can lead a relationship. So, because what happens then, you'll just free yourself from that need to control women and things like that. You just would lead yourself. You have a direction of sorts. And the right people, they can come aboard. go out, whatever they want. Please, most importantly, don't blame women that they are so and so bad. People under the system, the contextual things that they're coming from, and then it's like a game. When you understand the game, you stop getting emotional about it and stop ruining your life taking bad decisions. Please remember that a stable masculine man will always be in demand, because for the first time, let's say a woman, if she comes in contact with you, she'll feel that okay, he's authentic, genuine, and not this bogus, toxic, whatever goes in the name of alphaness. Don't look for partners through the common metrics, dating apps, or whatever matrimonial apps they are. Build yourself into a qualitative man, because in the long term, that's the aim of my community as well. Just nurturing people who win in the long term and not look for these short dopamine highs and things like that. So I feel that was a video on the Indian dating market. It isn't collapsing because men or women failed, but a lot of moving pieces have come into the picture. And it's also, I feel, we are trying to now navigate an ancient system with the modern values. People should also change with the changing needs. So that's there. But for you as a man, I feel the best thing is to not be bogged down by the chaos. Just ride that wave of life, not be crushed or destroyed by it. So that was a video which I wanted to do on this. Let me know what you feel about it. I'll catch you in the next video. Until then, you stay awesome, keep working. What limitations you have broken, just please write this in the comment section, because I want to build a community of long-term thinkers who are just nuanced and smart in their thinking rather than having these blind judgments. We'll all have a lot of biases which we can break with time, but that's the aim, becoming into enlightened beings of sorts, because that's the value system with which I go at, breaking my own biases and things like that. But anyhow, these are like separate discussions. You stay awesome, take care, and I'll catch you in the next video. Until then, this is Debu Ki Dastak from Debu Ki Dastak signing off. Cheers, bye.